Story time. This is a true feel-good, Good Samaritan story, a story of human kindness. And it occurred right here at Johannesburg International Airport in 2014. I'll set the scene. I'm living in the UK. We had recently moved to the UK. One of the reasons we moved was we were kind of economic refugees, in that my television series in South Africa was winding down. I was shooting my last series, and I came to South Africa to collect my green troop carrier and do an expedition with it. But I was really short of cash, so flying in from the UK, every penny counted, and I arrived at the airport, needed to get a taxi, because at the time my troopie was being stored at a retail store, 4x4 accessory retail store in Pretoria. It was a 50-minute drive from the international airport. It was night. Well, let's put it this way. It was very late afternoon, approaching night, because it was winter, so it was starting to get dark when I arrived. I was really short of cash, so I went and found a taxi driver, and as you walk through, there's just a throng of people, taxi, and I was a little bit nervous, and I saw a kind-looking man, and I made a beeline for him. He wasn't coming to me, I went to him. And I said, look, I know the fee to Pretoria is 500 Rand. I'm not trying to get it cheap. I'm not. I have 400. I've budgeted 400. I have to ask, will you take me to Pretoria for 400? And I reiterated to him that I'm not trying to get it cheap. I don't have any more. That's it. And he said, yeah, let's go. We walked for probably half an hour or so, and we climbed into a Toyota Camry that was absolutely stuffed. I mean, I think it only had one headlamp. It was absolutely knackered. You know? He seems like a nice guy. Climbed in, and he kind of opened the back door for me, and I said, forget it. I'm sitting next to you, mate. I want to talk. He kind of smiled and opened the door for me, and I climbed into the passenger seat, and off we went. Now, I had arranged with the store that I explained to them that landing time was 4 o'clock. I know they closed at 5:30, and that I was probably not going to arrive at 5:30. I might be a little afterwards, might be closer to 6, maybe 6:15 was my guess. Don't worry, Andrew, we'll be waiting for you. Thanks, very kind, great. Back to the ride. I'm talking to this guy about political stuff, his living, the fact that the Toyota Camry is one of the greatest cars ever made, because they just seem to go on forever. It's one of these, it's the equivalent of the old Mercedes 124 Mercedes Benzes and 123s as well. Just brilliantly engineered cars that go on forever. His headlights were so dull, it was like a glowworm in a jar, the one headlight that was working. We were barreling down the highway, lots of traffic around us. But I felt safe with him. I had a good feeling that it was good. He was a very erudite, a very interesting man. He was telling me about his kids and the challenge he has with schooling, and good, honest to good, just nice. It was just a nice talk. But political stuff about what's it like living in England, and I told him a bit about living in England, and do you miss South Africa? And I say, well, yeah, part of it, yes, but no, but you know, we arrive and it's lights off, and I said, sorry, I don't have a SIM card on my phone. And he said, do you want to use my phone? Yeah. I'm thinking, you've done enough for me. Can I use your phone? Yeah, use the phone. Have you got the number? Yeah, I've got the number. So I got onto my phone and found the number, and we typed into his car. I'm on the phone, and I contact the guy, and I said, I'm here to collect the vehicle. No, sorry, Andrew. Yeah, no, we'll be there in 20 minutes. Stops 20 minutes. So sorry, I'll be on my way. Okay, cool. All right, that's good. Thank you. Put down the phone, and I said, okay, you're going to leave me here? And he said, no. Leave you here? He looks at me like this. You'll be dead in 10 minutes. No. In fact, I don't even want to stop here. Stay in the car with me, and we're going to drive over there, 100 meters, 200 meters away, was a petrol station. And we drove, and we sat in the petrol station, we parked, and we waited for these people to arrive. And then I saw the lights going on. I said, oh, there they are. And we just continued this lovely discussion. And I got his number down. I've since lost it. It's a pity I've lost it, because I'd just like to have seen him again. But anyway, he drove me there, and I said, I wish I could thank you, and he said, no, you don't need to thank me. I was here, and I was able to help you. That's enough. Isn't that a wonderful story? From the most unlikely situation comes such a lovely memory of Johannesburg. Short and sweet story. Hope you've enjoyed it. I am now in Johannesburg because I'm on my way to Cape Town, and you need to catch my expedition, my second expedition with my Africa-built Toyota Land Cruiser. I'm doing a solo trip through the Kalahari, and I'm doing a family thing, family joining me, including Gwyn. I know a lot of you enjoy my banter with Gwyn. I know that. Yes, it's going to be a good one, this one. She's really fired up and ready to go. In Zimbabwe, exploring the southern coastline of Lake Kariba. I've been to Kariba before, but I've never explored the southern coastline. See you next time.